December 20th, 2009, just before Christmas in the Hollywood Hills. The rain had finally stopped. Inside a pale pink Mediterranean-style mansion, a 32-year-old woman collapsed to the floor of her bathroom. Her husband screamed. Her mother called 911. And within hours, Brittany Murphy was dead. They said it was pneumonia. But nothing about it made sense. Brittany wasn't just another actress. She was the girl with the big eyes, the smoky voice, and a presence that felt like lightning in a bottle. She was weird in the most beautiful way. From her breakthrough role in Clueless to intense dramas and comedies, she stole every scene. She had something you couldn't teach, but by the time she died, she was unrecognizable. In just a few short years, Brittany had gone from America's quirky sweetheart to a recluse surrounded by rumors, anxiety, and something far darker. Something that may have followed her right into that bathroom. This is not just a story of death. It's a story of silence, control, and questions that still haunt the people who loved her and the fans who remember her. She was born in 1977 in Atlanta, but raised by her mother Sharon in New Jersey. Her father was out of the picture early. Brittany always said she knew she'd be famous. She pushed for acting, begged her mom to move to Los Angeles when she was 13, and by 15 she'd landed her breakout role in Clueless. From there, she rose fast. Girl interrupted. 8 Mile Don't Say a Word. Little Black Book. She had range, she had charisma, and she worked constantly. But Hollywood has a short memory. As she aged out of the quirky teen roles and entered her 30s, the work slowed. Rumors started. Her weight dropped. Her appearance changed. And in the middle of it all, she met a man. Simon Monjack was older, British, and mysterious, a self-described screenwriter and businessman. But very few in Hollywood had heard of him. He had legal troubles, lawsuits, debt, even immigration issues, but he swept Brittany off her feet. They married quickly, secretly, and almost immediately she began pulling away from the world. She fired her agents, her managers, her team. Simon took over everything. He became her manager, her stylist, even her doctor in a way. He handled her medications, her appearances, her press. He isolated her. Even her own friends said they barely saw her anymore. She was surrounded by Simon and her mother. Yes, her mother Sharon also lived with them, all three in the same house. A strange arrangement, but one that Brittany insisted worked. From the outside, though, things looked increasingly dark. By 2009, Brittany wasn't getting lead roles. She was taking whatever work she could get. In December, she was in Puerto Rico filming a low-budget horror movie. She was reportedly sick, laryngitis, flu-like symptoms, difficulty breathing. She was fired from the film, supposedly because of her condition, though others whispered it had more to do with Simon's interference on set. She returned home, where she tried to recover. Witnesses later said the house was strange, damp, cold, with visible mold. Brittany rarely left her bedroom. There were pill bottles everywhere, prescription and over-the-counter medications for every symptom imaginable. The kind of cluttered chaos that looks normal in a sick person's home, until it doesn't to reality. On December 20th, she collapsed in the bathroom. Her mother found her. 911 was called. Paramedics arrived. Brittany was unresponsive. She went into cardiac arrest and was pronounced dead at Cedars-Sinai at 10:04 a.m. She was 32. The public was shocked. The media jumped. People speculated instantly. Drugs, eating disorder, suicide. But the initial toxicology report showed no illegal substances, no alcohol, just a cocktail of prescription medications, painkillers, anti-anxiety pills, cough syrup, and cold medicine. All legal, all seemingly mundane. And yet together they had helped shut down her body. The official cause of death was pneumonia, complicated by anemia and drug intoxication. But the coroner called it preventable. If she had gone to the hospital, if she had been treated, if someone had intervened. But no one did. Simon, her husband, gave a series of bizarre interviews. He said she died of a broken heart, that Hollywood had bullied her, that she was sick but wouldn't see a doctor. He refused an autopsy at first, citing religious beliefs. He cried on camera. He rambled. He painted a picture of a fragile woman who was let down by the world, but others saw something different. Why was she so isolated? Why didn't anyone get her help? Why was the house so unhealthy? And how could a young woman deteriorate so quickly without someone stepping in? As the weeks passed, people started to question everything, especially Simon. And then, 5 months later, he died too, in the same house, of the same causes. And that's when the theories really began. 5 months after Brittany died, Simon Monjack was found dead in the same house, in the same bed, of the same reported causes, pneumonia and anemia, just like her. People didn't just raise eyebrows, they screamed conspiracy. 2 adults, both relatively young, both with access to health care, both dying of the same natural causes in the same house just months apart. It defied logic. It felt like the script of a horror movie. What the hell was going on? Police reopened the investigation. Toxicology samples were retested. Theories flew. Some blamed mold, that the house had been infested with toxic black mold that slowly poisoned both Brittany and Simon. Others pointed to prescription drug abuse, not overdose, but long-term misuse that destroyed their immune systems. Some believed it was a murder-suicide that no one wanted to admit. And then there were those who suspected something even darker. The mold theory had traction for a while. Reports said the house had poor ventilation, water damage, and signs of fungus on the walls. But the L.A. County coroner dismissed mold as a cause. There was no concrete evidence. Still, Brittany's mother, Sharon, reportedly told insurance agents she believed the mold killed her daughter and son-in-law. But publicly, she denied that theory. Then came the toxicology retest. At the request of Brittany's estranged father, Angelo Bertolotti, independent labs tested samples of her hair, and the results were chilling. Elevated levels of heavy metals, including antimony, barium, and arsenic. These are not medications. These are substances associated with poisoning. Angelo claimed his daughter had been murdered, possibly poisoned intentionally over time. He pointed fingers at Simon, at Sharon, at Hollywood, at everyone. But the coroner pushed back, saying hair analysis can be unreliable. External contamination can cause false positives. No one reopened the case. It remained closed. Brittany Murphy, natural causes. But what is natural about 2 people dying the same slow, suffocating death in a home full of secrets? The more people looked, the more disturbing the picture became. Brittany's final months were marked by fear. She believed people were following her, tapping her phones, watching her home. She told friends she was under surveillance, that she was afraid to leave the house. Some dismissed it as paranoia. Others believe she may have had reason to be afraid. Simon himself had a checkered past. He had been sued multiple times. He owed money. He reportedly lied about his resume, his business experience, even his health. One ex-girlfriend accused him of being manipulative and controlling. He kept Brittany on a tight leash, controlling who she saw, what she took, where she worked. People who tried to reach her were blocked. And then there was Sharon. Brittany's mother had always been close with her daughter, sometimes too close. After Brittany died, Sharon continued living in the house. When Simon died, it was Sharon who found him. When accusations began flying, Sharon defended Simon, defended the house, denied everything. It was strange, people said. The triangle between Brittany, Simon, and Sharon wasn't healthy. It was insular, tense, full of secrets. People wondered, what really happened behind those doors? The public moved on. The tabloids got quiet. A documentary came and went. But online, Brittany's death remains one of the most discussed, unsolved celebrity tragedies. Because it doesn't feel finished, there are too many questions, too many strange details, too much that doesn't make sense. Why didn't anyone get her help? Why didn't she leave that house? Why was she so afraid? And why did no one pay the price for a life cut so tragically short? Today, Brittany Murphy rests in Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Hollywood Hills. No major arrests, no reopened case, just memories, speculation, and the films she left behind. And maybe a warning: fame doesn't protect you. Talent doesn't save you. Sometimes the most haunting stories are the quiet ones, the ones behind closed doors, the ones where no one was watching until it was too late. Do you believe Brittany Murphy died of natural causes? Or was there something more behind the silence? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe for more stories from the shadows of Hollywood, because sometimes the truth is stranger than any movie.